What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to do a quick review of the Franklin Sensors Professional Stud Finder. This is the ProSensor M210. They have different models, so this is the one that we're talking about today. I just want to kind of go through this, tell you everything that you need to know about it, including one thing that you should definitely know before buying. All right, so this sensor is really good. My wife and I recently have been doing some home renovations. I've been getting different stud finders to try to find one that I really like, and this one is definitely one of the top of the list. So it works pretty much like any sensor. There's a few things to it. So obviously they have this bubble right here, so you can actually center things, you know, when it's up against a wall, etc. And I'll show you up against a wall in a second here. But they have that. They have this right here, this yellow thing. So basically you just press that down when you're against things. It's kind of hard to show you here, and this will light up. Again, I'll show you this against the wall in a minute, but that's how that works. Right here, and I'll show you how this works, is a electrical, I guess you could say, like sensor that will let you know where electrical is as well. So it does detect not just the studs, but also electrical. And then one thing that took me a second to figure out, so this takes two AA batteries, but you might be thinking, well, how do you get to the AA batteries? I was trying to rip this off. That's not what you do. There is this little arrow right here. So you basically just push this, pull it up, and the AA batteries are right there. And one other thing that's worth mentioning, they really thought of everything with this, I like it, is this little thing. See this little black thing right here? We'll pull that out. You know what that is? That's a little pencil. Pretty cool design thing there. But let me go ahead and show you against a wall here. All right, so we're gonna place it against the wall here. Now the cool thing about this is you could start pressing this, and even if there is, like if I was on a stud right now, it would actually start to detect that because this has 18 different sensors in it, as opposed to most of these that have one or two. So let's go ahead and press this to get it started. All right, it's starting to pick up some electrical over here, which makes sense because I'm right by an electrical outlet, so it probably goes to the side, would be my guess. It's starting to pick up the stud on the edge, right? So let's go this way. And again, it's picking up electrical. That is most likely this outlet. So let's go a little bit lower. Yeah, it's kind of picking up that electrical here. So we'll go this way. Here you can see, and this is what's kind of interesting. So there is a stud here, right? Because it's where the electrical is mounted to, but the electric right there is lighting up as well. So basically this is saying, hey, there's a stud here. You know, there is one, but you're really close to electrical as well. So it basically gets the electrical frequency, if you will, and then it recognizes the stud next to it. Now, just to show you this thing is good, we're going to go ahead and press the button again. It's all ready to go. And you can see I am below the switch here. And now it's starting to pick up the electrical, but the further we get away, yeah, it's not picking up as much. There's still probably a pipe next to it. But you can see that's exactly where the stud would be. So I definitely do like the stud finder, but there is one issue, which, I mean, it's pretty common with all stud finders, right? So the problem with this is I can see here that there's a stud. All these lines here, this tells me that there is a stud, which does make sense because, like I said, it's probably attached to that. But the electrical reading sensor is going crazy as well. So what this probably is, right, the way this usually is there's probably a stud right here, and more than likely the pipe is on the inner side of it, right? But it's kind of hard to tell by the sensor because all it does is say, hey, there's electrical here, right? And it's kind of going crazy. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of electrical, but as you can see, I'm not right next to where the electrical would be. Technically, the electrical is probably right there. And these do, look at those yellow lines, go up and down based on how close you are to the electrical. But that's one thing that's a little bit tough. I mean, we can't see through the wall. I just kind of know this stuff because obviously I've done renovations, etc. So it's just one thing to note is that you may not know exactly where the electrical is depending on what you're dealing with. But overall, I mean, it is really good. It definitely detects the electrical, definitely detects the studs as well. Highly recommend it. Definitely love this one and hope you enjoy as well.